as a two-term county council member, one of my favorite assignments was being on the Active Transportation Committee with WFRC and the many municipalities that were on that committee, so I enjoyed that. And being with UDOT for just over 20 years now, I've enjoyed working with local municipalities on projects and working with them to improve Utah. So last year, I've been involved in a program called the RUC program, which is our road usage charge program. And today I'm going to talk about that and let you know a little about the program. It'll be a brief overview of the program and then also about our federal grant that we're working on, our RUC overlay. So as you know, the miles in Utah are increasing significantly, and it's going up. We expect it to double, more than double by the year 2040. So there's an interesting problem we're going to have, is that with the miles driven up, the purchasing power of the fuel tax has been steadily declining for years, and will continue to do so with electric cars and alternative fuel vehicles. It's better for our air, but it's not good for maintaining our roads and the funds that we need to maintain our roads, both our state roads and our local roads. So back in early 2003, our legislature started looking at this issue, and they decided to come up with a task force to look at mileage-based funding. That was put on the table for quite a few years, and then in 2015, they passed some legislation to do some mileage-based, or study for mileage-based revenues. They created a task force, they created an advisory council in 2018, and then in 2019, they enacted framework for our RUC program, which we began in January of 2020. The RUC program is fairly simple. It's a user fee charge program for the miles that you drive. So we gave electric vehicle owners and alternate vehicle owners the option. It's a voluntary program right now. You could join the program and pay as you go. If you drive less, you pay less. So you could either pay the flat fee, which today is $123, or you can pay the per mileage fee, which is 1.5 cents per mile. The legislation was just passed last year that will go into effect January of 2023, drops that per mile to 1 cent per mile. So there will be a little bit of incentive to join the program and to pay less as you go. Just give you a little snapshot of our fleet right now. We're just about 2.8 million vehicles in our fleet. Of those 2.8 million, roughly 97% are gas and diesel vehicles, and then 3.1% are electric or alternative fuel vehicles. However, the annual increase in registered vehicles tells a different story. The alternative vehicles, or fuel vehicles or electric vehicles, they're some of the fastest growing segments in our economy right now. They grew 21% last year. This is our enrollment right now. It shows a steady trend going up in our electric vehicles. It's interesting to note that when we started the program, we anticipated having around 800 vehicles by January of 2022. And in fact, we have more than 4,000 enrolled right now. So the program is going well and it's still increasing. Miles driven are increasing as well in the program. You'll see some dips right there in the winter months where it goes down, but overall the miles are increasing. I want to just quickly talk about the next steps, because this is how what will affect the local cities and municipalities, is the local RUC overlay and our tolling pilot. So these are the three projects we have going on right now. Then the RUC customer service grant and a RUC 10-year plan. So the RUC overlay and tolling pilot, this was a grant that we received in 2019, and now we're just starting this program, this pilot program. In fact, we just sent out an RFP this week for a vendor. But the local RUC and overlay, I want to just talk briefly about that. We are going to look at 4 different municipalities in the state. We picked Ogden, South Jordan, Saratoga Springs, and St. George. So there'll be 4 local RUC zones, or we call them overlays, within the state representing the boundaries of those 4 cities. The concepts are fairly basic. The miles driven on all city maintained roads within those 4 city boundaries will be charged the zonal rate in addition to the Utah base rate. Rates will not vary by time of day. State maintained roads within the zones will not be charged zonal rate. And this will be a 6-month pilot with simulated funds. So no real money will be exchanged here. It'll all be simulated prepaid wallets. What we hope to determine with this grant, we want to look at the framework for evaluating whether Utah can achieve policy objectives through road revenue redistribution formulas or through road management practices such as demand management and corridor pricing. We want to look at data accessibility and control mechanisms necessary for distributing revenue to local communities, individual cities or counties, or between states. We also want to look at the feasibility of charging a supplement to the base RUC for the use of local roads by means of a surcharge applied to miles driven on locally maintained roads. So again, this is something that will affect all the municipalities with our declining power in our fuel tax. We're looking at something that will help fund our road maintenance program for years to come. And this is one way that we will look at it. But again, it is a pilot program, but we will be starting it soon. And we're anxious to get with you, especially the 4 cities we're going to work with, and work with them and get information out to you as far as what happened through that grant and where we're headed. So again, I'm grateful to be with you today. If you have any questions, please come and talk to me. It's an exciting time for our state, and we look forward to working with you. Thank you.